I don't know if anyone will ever sit beside me on a plane again. My only two constants are to challenge myself and to try not to repeat myself. I suppose I tend to like slightly darker things. People have leveled that on me before, and I accept that because, in my opinion, if I mention the best movies or the best books, there's always something that's involving slightly darker element of our psyche. I hope that more people can look at things the same way as I've been doing. I like seeing people under pressure. I like seeing what happens to people when they're under pressure. I like being at home with my music and my books. I've done all the partying. I've done enough partying for 4 or 5 people as a young fella, but now I like the quiet life. Sociopath is a word that has sort of become shorthand for psychopath, and there's a distinct difference. It's interesting if you look it up. Sociopath, if you look at the medical definition, the profile of a sociopath is that they are supremely intelligent people that are also pathological liars. They have no moral structure, and there is one more. They have no compassion or empathy for other people. I personally think if something's not a challenge, there's no point doing it because you're not going to learn much. I take my hat off to the ladies, the amount of grooming, plucking, and shaving, and all the other things men never have to do. I'm terrible. I'm the wrong person to talk to. I really don't know a thing. I was obsessed with Batman as a kid. I did the film in part just to be near the Batmobile, but I also think Christopher Nolan made a very fine, intelligent film. If you behave like a celebrity, then people will treat you like a celebrity, and if you don't, they won't. There's not much to write about me in the tabloids. You know, I'm a skinny Irish guy. I try not to think retrospectively. It's important as an artist to look forward always. I do try to take work that involves some challenge. If you approach a piece of work and you're going, yeah, I can do that, then that's kind of a red flag. I don't have a burning passion to live in America per se, but I would certainly like to work there. And once you're unafraid with death, I think your capacity for violence is immediately increased. Once you're unafraid of death, you are a very, very dangerous adversary. It seemed to work on camera, and there's very few films because you make a lot of films and you meet people and you work very intensely and intimately and then you're gone. But there's a few where you actually make friends, and I'm not interested in a good man's life. I'm interested in contradiction. For me, it's always been about the stories, not what medium. The medium is secondary to the stories. I suppose I've always been attracted to this sort of outsider, in general in literature, in music, politics, whatever, and to the person that is able to be relentlessly themselves. I don't think that I have that quality, that strength of mind. I don't consider myself a shy person necessarily, but there's something about getting under the skin of a character and allowing you an abandon or a sense of courage that you would never have in your own life. You need to be as clean of a slate as you can be as an actor. You have to try to be open to every experience. I've never done a film for the money. You're an actor who's Irish, not an Irish actor, and you shouldn't be limited by your extraction. I think there's such a thing as a performance gene. If it's in your DNA, it needs to come out. For me, it originally came out through music, then segued into acting and came out through there. I always needed to get up and perform. I think you fall out of love with theater while you're doing your 8th show of your 18th week, and your body is saying, please make this end. Alas, I think it's necessary to keep moving forward. I've always said that nostalgia is death, really, for anyone creative. It's always nice to be challenged. The best roles you have to fight for. You have to really want to do it, and you have to go after it. I'd probably have been wealthier if I had stayed with law, but pretty miserable doing it. I think for me with theater, I need to take a break and then fall in love with it again, and then go do it again. I think any actor that says I never watch my films is a liar, because you have to watch it at least once, and also you're going to watch it when you're doing your ADR. There's a lot of comedy in intermission, but it's got this depth. It's not comedy for comedy's sake. It's informed by something else. I like stuff like that. I'm interested in pressure. I'm interested in duress. All the great works of art or film or literature, in my opinion, have elements of those in them. Every Irish person of my generation and earlier, we were raised Catholic, and we'd have to learn it in school. We'd to learn the catechism by rote. For me, drama is conflict. I think if you play characters, it's very important not to ever tag them with any sort of disorder or diagnose them or whatever. You have to normalize the behavior to get inside the character. I've always felt kind of safe on stage, protected. I've talked to other performers about this, and they feel the same things, particularly in the live arena. I never get nervous going on stage to do a play. Doing film or television, I'll have more butterflies. I'm pretty adamant to do an American accent because you get it immediately. My wife can see always how a part affects me personally because she has to live with it. I never make a distinction between doing a film in Hollywood or doing a film independently. It's just the story. It's always the story for me. The constants are that it should challenge me, and I shouldn't repeat myself. And the story should always be a story worth telling. Actors' careers are random with a capital R. At the moment, I'm doing this space movie, so I'm obsessed with physics and space travel. I know 3 months down the line it's gone. Then I'll be able to superficially say stuff about space.